My name is Amy Carlson, and I am a counselor here at Park Vista. And today we're going to be going over the junior packet with you to let you know about everything you need to know about junior year. A lot of this stuff will be things that you've heard before, but a lot of this is going to be new because junior year is a very, very unique year. And there are going to be a lot of new things. So I hope you will pay attention and let's get started. So this is just the table of contents of what is in this packet, but I want to show you where you can find the PDF of this packet so that you can look over the information after I'm done here. Not only can you find the PDF of this presentation here on our website, you can find the answers to almost all of your questions here as well. So you go to our website, Park Vista Community High School, Students and Parents, and School Counseling Department. And here you're going to see Class of 2022. When you click on that, you'll see this presentation as well as the PDF. And there are other things that I'll show you too as well as I go through this. So we're going to start first with the junior year checklist. First, throughout junior year, you should be signing up for the school counseling reminders. I'll show you how to do this a little bit later, but we have a remind where we'll send you information about upcoming due dates for certain things that are particular for junior year, upcoming events, scholarships, college visits, all of these things that we have going on in our department that you're really going to want to know about. They were important in 9th and 10th grade, but they're super important junior year. So please do sign up for that. You can click on the school counseling tab and click on Park Vista School Counseling Reminder. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at pvcobrashs. Of course, you should continue to take challenging, rigorous courses with a focus on what you want to do after high school. That's your post-secondary plans. Do you want to go to university, community college, vocational program, military, the workforce? Now is the time to start thinking about what you're going to do after high school and what it's going to take to get there. So, of course, universities are looking for students with high honor point averages, high SAT and or ACT scores, and a bare minimum of 18 academic credits in English, math, science, social studies, and foreign language. So you should be looking to see where you are with those requirements and what you need to do starting now to get where you want to be. It is strongly recommended that all college-bound juniors take the PSAT. Usually we make the PSAT mandatory. For 9th and 10th grade, you had to take it. For junior year, it's optional, but for junior year is the time when it really counts for something. Junior year is the only year that the PSAT, you'll be considered for national merit scholarships. And that's not only some money for you to go to college, but it's also something that colleges really like to see that you've achieved. It's a great thing to put on your resume if you have qualified or are a semifinalist or a finalist for national merit. It's just another feather in your cap for when you're applying to colleges. Another thing that the PSAT is really great for is preparing for the SAT. Actually, the best preparation for the SAT is the PSAT. I'll show you a little bit later that you can link your Khan Academy with your College Board account, and that will take your scores from your PSAT and show you exactly where you need preparation, and it's free. So there's no downside to taking the PSAT. This year, if you haven't already received notification that you should be taking it in October, you'll be taking it in January. We don't have all of the information yet for the January PSAT, but you will get information on that as it becomes available, so please be on the lookout for that. To start preparing for the PSAT and for the SAT, you can get an SAT question of the day by going to sat.collegeboard.org/practice, and it'll just send you a question a day to keep that muscle, keep exercising that muscle, so that you're practicing a little bit every day in preparation for these tests that are more important than ever in junior year. If you're undecided about what you want to do in the future, a really great site to go to is mynextmove.org. Then you go to tell us what you'd like to do, and you fill out what's called an interest inventory. You answer a bunch of questions about what you're interested in, and then it gives you the majors and the career paths that you might be interested in based on what your current interests are. So a lot of students have no idea what they want to do after high school. That's perfectly normal, but here's a free tool that you can use to help you figure that out. So we definitely encourage you to check that out. Students, of course, you know this already, that you need to take and pass one virtual course for graduation. So you have to do your online class. It can be completed in any of the 4 years, but we do recommend that you try to do it early. And if you haven't done it by now, you should really try to get that done as soon as possible. I'm going to show you a little bit later in this presentation that in junior year, the community service and online requirements become even more important because you won't be able to participate in some events, and you won't be able to get some other things if you don't have these requirements done. So if you haven't done it, get that done. If the class is a single semester class, it will satisfy the requirement. So for example, driver's ed is half a credit. It's a 1 semester class. That will satisfy the requirement if you finish that class. But if the class has 2 segments, you have to do both segments in order to satisfy that requirement. So if you have a question about whether or not the online class that you're looking at will satisfy the online requirement, please just ask your counselor and they'll let you know right away whether or not that class is going to do that for you. You should start doing SAT and ACT prep on the internet, like I mentioned. For SAT, you can go to sat.collegeboard.com/practice/SAT-practice-questions, or for ACT, you can go to actstudent.org/test-prep/index. And we also have a test prep class here that you may already be enrolled in. And there are also private companies that you can go to, and you'd have to pay these companies, of course. There's Revolution Prep, Princeton Review, Kaplan, and these all offer SAT and ACT prep courses. So, and like I mentioned, the PSAT and linking your College Board account is another way that you can start getting prepared for that. We recommend that juniors take both the SAT and the ACT. Some students just do better on one than the other. They're different tests and they have different material. They're presented differently. The timing is different. So we recommend that students try each of them at least one time, and then the one that they do better on and feel more comfortable with, then try that one again. So there'll be more information moving forward in this presentation about how to register for the SAT and ACT, and also fee waivers if you qualify. Check out our college admission booklet on our website under the School Counseling tab in the College Information section. It not only has the college handbook, which is a great resource, but if you look at this, it has all kinds of college information here, including our visit schedule, college fairs, on-site admission, our planning workshops, and I'll talk a little bit more about all of that as we move on. But there's a wealth of information here for college planning that you should definitely be looking at. Scholarships, it's also time to start thinking about scholarships. And so you should take advantage of our Scholarship Thursdays. Ms. Turner puts together a really great comprehensive list of scholarships. So every scholarship that's available that comes across her desk, she puts it in our scholarship bulletin. She updates it all the time, and we send out a reminder that the scholarship bulletin has been updated. In general, in normal times, we would have the Scholarship Thursdays here in our office, and you can come browse the applications. But for now, we're still doing a version of that virtually. So please do check out the scholarship applications. Now's the time to start thinking about how you're going to pay for college. And there's tons and tons of money out there, but you have to apply for it. So now's the time to start doing that. Start researching colleges, careers, military choices based on location, price, majors offered, and all that. That can be done on the internet, or some colleges right now are still offering in-person campus tours, which you should be trying to schedule if you can. If not, there are lots of virtual tours, which I'll talk about a little bit in a minute. But you start thinking about that. Start looking at colleges, and so you can get an idea going into senior year, a really solid idea of where you're going to want to apply. Community service, of course, you know you need your 20 hours for graduation, but you need much more than that for Bright Futures and also for some scholarships. So we actually have some online community service opportunities that I will show you a little bit later in this presentation. You can also look on our website, again, in the school counseling tab under community service, and that'll give you more information about that. Resume, if you haven't started a resume yet, now's the time to do that too. The more you do now to prepare for your college applications, the less stressful your college process will be. So the resume should talk about your activities, any summer programs you've done, awards, honors, and work experience. You can see on our website more information about how to prepare a resume. You may need to ask someone to write a letter of recommendation, and they may ask for your resume so that they can be aware of all of the things that you've done over the course of your time in high school. The Florida Department of Education's financial aid website is run through the Office of Student Financial Assistance, and that gives students a preview of state grants, scholarships, and loans that are unique to Florida, including Bright Futures. The website address is floridastudentfinancialaid.org. And you'll apply for all of that in October of senior year, but you can look at your Bright Futures transcript and see what you have and what you need toward Bright Futures now. So we recommend that you start looking at that. Student athletes should complete the NCAA Clearinghouse form. The link for that is there in June of 2021. I think that's the wrong date. You have to complete that in order to play sports in college. So if you are an aspiring college athlete, you must go sign up for the NCAA Clearinghouse. Dual enrollment is available at Palm Beach State or FAU, and at our school we also have some dual enrollment for our medical students, that if you are in the medical program you may be enrolled in that. You have to have a 3.0 GPA and college-ready test scores. So ask your counselor for more information about dual enrollment if that's something that you're interested in. You should know your high school graduation requirements by now, but I'll go over those quickly with you. You need 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, which must include Algebra 1 and geometry. You need 3 credits of science, which must include bio and a physical science. You need 3 credits of social science, which must include world history, American history, U.S. government, and economics. And you need your personal fitness and PE. You need 1 credit of performing in fine arts, and you need 8 electives. You also need a 2.0 GPA, a passing score on the 10th grade FSA, ELA, and Algebra 1 EOC, or a concordant score on the SAT or ACT, 20 hours of community service, and 1 online class. So hopefully you are on track for all of that, but I'm going to show you how to check your SIS to make sure that you are on track. And then if you're not on track, you need to start making some arrangements to get on track with your counselor. Test score requirements for Bright Futures for your class. You need a 1330 on the SAT or a 29 on the ACT for the Florida Academic Scholars, and that's the big 100% tuition award. You also need a 3.5 minimum weighted GPA and 100 hours of community service. For the Medallion Scholars, which is 75% tuition, you need a 1210 on the SAT, a 25 on the SAT, 3.0 minimum weighted GPA, and 75 community service hours. So find out where you are here and what you need to do. You have some time still to meet these requirements, but you'll be surprised how fast junior and senior year are going to fly by. So start looking at this stuff now so that by the time you're ready to graduate, you'll be ready to go. Graduation requirements we already looked at. If you want the scholar designation, which you probably have been hearing about, because some of the EOCs were waived for, all of the EOCs were waived for last year, but we're offering the opportunity right now to still come in and take those EOCs if the student wants the scholar designation. So the scholar designation is basically telling colleges that you have gone above and beyond what you need for the bare minimum of the high school diploma. So here are the requirements for the scholar designation. Please, if you haven't received the information for coming in for testing, please ask your counselor how you do that. If you're interested in getting the scholar designation and you haven't had one of these EOCs because they were waived for last year. Another thing for juniors that's going to be brand new for you this year is preparing for college. So this is another timeline here that's going to be in addition to just the regular stuff that you're doing in high school for junior year. You're going to want to start preparing for college. And like I said, the earlier you start this process, the less stressful it's going to be for you. So this breaks it down by season. So in the fall, which is obviously right now, you should be talking to your counselor about the year ahead, that your courses will put you on track for where you are planning to go after high school. You should be looking at test dates and registering for those tests at least 6 weeks ahead of time. Start your resume. If you haven't participated in any activities, now is the time to start getting involved in something. And not only for your college applications, I mean, colleges want to see that you're involved in things on campus, but also for your own enrichment and figuring out what you want to do in the future. Getting involved in things will help you figure out your likes and dislikes. So if you haven't done a club at all in high school, maybe join a club this year. Maybe join some sort of religious group, whatever that means for you. Taking on some kind of leadership role. Just get involved in something, something that interests you. Take the PSAT we talked about and beginning to prepare for the ACT and SAT. There are lots of opportunities for free test prep. And then I'm not going to go over this entire checklist, but it's in the packet and you really should start looking at this, what you should be doing in January and February, March and April, and May, and then over the summer. So this really gives you a guideline for everything that you can be doing right now to make your senior year in your college application process a lot easier and a lot smoother. So please take a look at that. This is what I was mentioning earlier about sending how we send you updates. This is how you sign up to get reminders from us. You can scan this QR code or check out the school counseling department website. And you can follow us on Twitter. And you can follow us on Instagram. So there are lots of ways that you can stay connected with us so that we can let you know about all of these things that are coming up. SAT and ACT dates and deadlines are here. So check that out. And also for fee waivers, if you participate in free and reduced lunch, then you qualify for fee waivers for the SAT and the ACT as well as your college applications. So here's some information about how to get those for SAT. It's a different process for each thing. So make sure you look at this and get those fee waivers if you qualify for them. I mentioned earlier about linking your college board with your Khan Academy accounts to get personalized test prep. Here's how you do that. It's very easy. You go to satpractice.org, create an account. You should already have an account on Khan Academy because I know a lot of your classes use it. And then you link your Khan Academy and College Board accounts. You send your scores to Khan Academy, and it creates a personalized plan for you to study for your SAT. So that's a great tool. It's really, really helpful. SIS helpful hints. You will need this information for a variety of reasons throughout the year and particularly throughout senior year. But we get a lot of questions just asking, where can I find my grades? Where can I find my scores? Here's how you do all that. So your GPA and class rank is in there. Your community service hours are in there. And your report cards are in there. Please use this to see what you have and what you need toward your graduation requirements, toward Bright Futures, or whatever else you may need it for. Your online course and community service requirements we talked about, but here's where it really becomes important for juniors. Your parking decal requirements. Parking decals will not be sold to juniors at the beginning of the school year or seniors. So if you don't finish this year, you're not going to get this next year either, unless your 20 hours of community service are documented and your online course is also met for senior year. Activities, you're not going to be able to do any activities if you don't have the 20 hours of community service for juniors and the online course requirement for seniors documented. So if you want to participate in all these things, which hopefully by the time you're a senior, we're going to have these things. So get these things done sooner rather than later. Don't wait till the last minute. If you don't already have your FLVS account, the instructions are here for that as well. And if you have any issues with that, you can let us know. We have online community service opportunities on our website this year because obviously it's a challenge to do community service when you may have to stay home right now. So there are several opportunities and these will be updated as we hear about more of them. So again, you'll go to our website, you'll go to the school counseling department, and then you're going to look at community service information. And it's right here, online community service opportunities. So as that's updated, as we get more information, that'll be updated. So please do the ones that are available now. They're fairly easy, and get that done. This is the community service log. I'm sure you're familiar with this, but you got to get this filled out and signed. And we are also asking this year that students submit their community service online on our website. So I'll show you where that is. You are going to complete this Google form and attach your documentation to submit your community service hours, okay? Very easy. It's just a little different than what we've done in the past. So you're going to want to fill this out and upload it that way for community service. College planning workshops. I am hosting college planning workshops for juniors beginning January 26th. So this is a series of workshops where we're going to look at each aspect of the college process. My hope is that, you know, this will get you prepared again to be ready to go senior year, to submit those applications early or at least on time. And I think these are really useful. I hope you'll find them useful too. The meetings will take place virtually at 2:45 p.m. unless otherwise specified. And you can join the Google Classroom with this code. You don't have to come to the sessions to join the Google Classroom. And I really hope you will join the Google Classroom and look at the wealth of information that's here. It's separated into categories for each part of the college application. So I would love for you to start looking at that. And then I would love to see you at the meetings starting in January. Parents are also welcome to that. So please join us. And also it is meant for juniors, but younger students can come. Everyone is welcome. It's useful. Career counseling resources. Again, you may not know exactly what you want to do after high school. So here are some resources for you to use to help you figure that out. FLVC.org is the Florida Virtual Campus. You can determine career objectives, learn about higher education opportunities in Florida, applying to college, choosing a major, accessing college transcripts. MyNextMove.org I talked about a little bit. They have a great interest inventory that leads you to so much information about different careers and what you need to get there. Mentor.net serves students pursuing STEM degrees from accredited institutions in the U.S. And it gives you access to STEM professionals who serve as mentors for students who are interested in STEM degrees. MyMajors.org gives a majors quiz and career and college search, scholarship information, and a free app. FloridaNext.com has a high school planner, jobs, careers, scholarships. Next Step U gives information for students, parents, and counselors, college planning tools, college matching service, financial aid, essay writing, and a contest for free college tuition, which everybody loves. And FloridaShines.org is all about things that you can get in Florida. So it's presented by Florida Shines, and that's the same place that you're going to go for your bright futures and all that. But they also have career services, college services, and all that. So check that out. Military.com, this will tell you about the Asvab, which is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. We give that free in November every year. And that is a really comprehensive sort of test to see what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your skills are, what your interests are. And then it tells you all kinds of careers and majors that you might want to look at. So we recommend that everybody take the Asvab, whether or not you're interested in the military. But if you are interested in the military, you're going to have to take the Asvab. So please check that out. You may be considering a career college or vocational school. There are lots of opportunities for that available. If you know exactly what you want to do, then a career college or vocational school might be the best thing for you. If you know you want to be a chef, you may want to look at Le Cordon Bleu. If you know you want to do some kind of art or fashion, you may want to look at the art institutes. You know you want to fly planes, look at National Aviation. Full Sail is a great school for all kinds of music production, music business, game development. So there are a lot of different schools that you can check out for career and vocational options. The Palm Beach State College has a police academy you can check out. Palm Beach State has a whole bunch of really, really great programs, and this is a list of them here that you can look through and see if anything piques your interest that you might want to Google and see more information about. And we also recommend that you do the info sessions that are offered from Palm Beach State. We'll send information to you as we get those, but Palm Beach State is a great option, and they have some really great programs that will put you right into the workforce as soon as you're done with a 2-year program. So please check those out. If you are considering the military, this gives you a little bit of information about how you go about getting into the military or serving in the Officers Training Corps, ROTC. Also on the classroom for the college planning groups that I mentioned earlier, if you look down here at special circumstances, I have a lot of information there about all of these things too, vocational schools and career colleges. Military information is here. So do check this out as well. And then we come to the Florida State University system. This is teeny tiny, but if you look at the PDF of this presentation, you'll be able to see it better. One thing I definitely want students to check out is the 2+2 enhancement programs at each school. So let's say your dream school is UF or FAU or any of these, but your numbers aren't quite there and you're not on track to be accepted there yet. These 2+2 programs are what you should be looking at to get you there. So you do 2 years at a community college, and then it's a guaranteed transfer to the school of your dreams. So please take a look at those. Those are great options for students who really want to go to a 4-year university, but maybe their grades were not as great as they expected them to be in high school. So this also shows you all of the requirements for each school and all of the deadlines. And although you're not going to be applying to college right now, it's really good to start to be aware of what the requirements are for each school and what their deadlines are. You're going to see that a lot of these schools have a November 1st deadline, or they say rolling, which means their deadlines are much, much earlier, like no later than October 15th. So by the time you get to senior year, you should be ready to submit your applications by October 15th. And that's really soon after the beginning of senior year. So do familiarize yourself with this stuff. It may not have seemed relevant to you in the past, but it's relevant now. This is the time for that, okay? And I hope you're excited by that and that that's not causing you anxiety. If it is causing you anxiety, I can tell you now that the sooner you start, again, the less anxiety you're going to have when the time comes that you do have to submit your application. So please start looking at this stuff. This I don't think you're going to be able to see at all, but you can see it in the PDF. These are all the private colleges in Florida, and it gives you their mid-range SAT scores and GPAs, and also some other data on tuition and fees and other things related to those schools. And last but not least, we have the ACE equivalencies and the AP equivalencies at each university. And that tells you which of your ACE and AP classes will count for college credit and what college credit they're going to count for at each college. So that's the end of this presentation. If you have any questions or you need help with anything, all of the counselors are here, and your counselor is here and happy to help. So please do be in touch with us if you have any questions. And I hope you have a wonderful junior year. Thank you.